Welcome to Beyond the Closing Table with Setco Services. In this podcast, we delve into the world of real estate and explore what happens beyond the closing table. Join us for insightful discussions and expert interviews that will change the way you see real estate transactions. Welcome to Beyond the Closing Table with George Brandon Jr., sponsored by Setco Services. Today I have my friend Blake Svoboda. What's up, Blake?
Good morning.
How are you, buddy?
I'm feeling fantastic. I was excited to do this.
Well, thanks, man. I want to have you in.
Made me feel special.
Yeah. You got a little diverse background we're going to get into in the work life part. But first, where are you from, Blake? Come on, let's get a little background on you.
So I grew up in a suburb of St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, yeah.
A good old Midwest.
Yeah.
Spent most of my childhood in Chesterfield, which was considered West County for St. Louis. Most people don't live downtown for obvious reasons. It's a little dangerous down there. So.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Memphis, so I can relate.
Yeah. Yep.
Kind of stay away from that area.
Yeah, you go down there for a ball game or, casinos, but then you go straight home.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How was growing up? How was growing up in the Svoboda household?
I feel like I had I had an amazing childhood, to be honest with you. I had two parents that were very present, still are to this day. I would say we were middle class, some years upper middle class, depending on how Danimal did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was just a normal American play sports, hit the road on your bike, and the only rule was be home before the sun went down. We weren't tracked, so
fairly safe place.
Very safe. Very safe.
You didn't have Life 360.
Thank God.
At the time.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be in prison if I was tracked the way that our kids are. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I think there's something to that.
I 100% agree with that, and I tell my wife and a lot of people sometimes, let them get in trouble.
Yeah.
Let them learn.
They got to make a little mistake every now and then.
For sure.
And track every move.
I know we did.
Yeah, well, of course we did. But that's the thing. They're so addicted to the phones, they've got it with them.
100%.
If they leave the phone one place, they probably get away with more, but they can't do it.
Well, I got a funny story about that. So
yeah,
a couple weeks ago, Dom was hanging out with some friends that, they were a little bit older and doing things that we didn't want him doing.
Okay.
But Dom, being the smart guy he is, obviously he knows we can see where he is. So he decided to pull into Shunk Gully. No, the place right across from Shunk Gully. What's the new restaurant right there on the corner? Right there in Gulf Place. Shelby's.
Yeah.
So Dom rides his e-bike up to the bartender and asked if he could keep his cell phone for a few hours. So the bartender put it in the drawer and said, sure, just come back and get it later. So we're trying to find him. Sarah drove to Shelby's and she's like, I see that my son's phone is here. And he goes, oh yeah, he always asked me to keep it for a few hours here and there. and he was at the house
that
we didn't want him at. He thought he was being slick.
Well, I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Little Dom proving me wrong that he has the first story I've heard of the deceptive move.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean, deep down, I was like, man, that's pretty. I like that, but I had to be a dad, So he learned he couldn't do that anymore.
Oh, yeah. There's like a gang of e-bikers on 30A that the South Walton or the Walton County Sheriff's Department's after.
Yeah, I think they formed a whole board on how to deal with Dominic and all of his friends.
Little bunch of little white kids on e-bikes tearing up 30A
that think they're thugs.
Yeah. So, okay.
I brought them all into my office one day and I said, y'all are the opposite of a thug. You've grown up in South Walton, and I know you guys think you're really tough, but I'll take you to Memphis or St. Louis and we'll show you what that's about.
Drop you off in the hood and see how you handle it for about an hour.
Yeah.
You're going to want that cell phone back.
Yeah.
So, going back, you mentioned Danimal. What did Dad do for a living?
Dad was always, a corporate executive type. out the door at 6 a.m., always had a suit on. And then when he was 45, he got asked to join a startup called Worldwide Technology. He was, I think, their 5th employee. And I grew up in that company. I learned a ton being there. I could tell you a million stories about Worldwide Technology, but the first year my dad was there, I remember him talking to my mom saying, man, this is a leap of faith, super nervous. I think they did 60,000 in revenue the first year.
Really?
Yeah. What
was their original model, or what did they start out attempting to do?
They do a lot of things, but they started off it was like a technology distribution company. So, a big company would order 10,000 Dell computers. Those computers would go to Worldwide Technology. Their team would base them up with all the various software and then deploy them to wherever they were going. That's how it started.
Okay.
And it grew and grew and grew and grew. This year they're going to do almost 30 billion in revenue. So,
yeah. 60,000 to 30 billion in 30 years.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah. So cool story. Started by an African-American gentleman named David Stewart. I remember sitting in the conference room when I was in probably 6th grade, and Dave stood up and he's like, I'll be right back. And I'm looking out the window watching Dave run to his car. His car was getting repoed out of the parking lot. And, he just told the tow truck driver, I just need my briefcase. You can have the car. So, just kind of a cool American dream story that
I'm guessing he doesn't have to worry about repos anymore.
No, he's now worth about $15 billion. He's the wealthiest minority in the United States.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's okay.
He's doing fine.
Yeah. So did that kind of wet your whistle for technology?
The technology piece isn't something that, I think it's cool. I think it helps people in their life. But I'm not the guy you call if it breaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've always enjoyed the business aspect of it, the sales side of it.
Okay.
But the technology itself, that's not what gets me excited, really.
All right.
Yeah.
How was high school for Blake?
High school was great. I was in middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I started my bad years a little early. So another reason why I don't get too hard on my kids. But yeah, I was bad in middle school. So my parents approached me in 8th grade and said, hey, you can stay where you are. I was in public school, or you can go to CBC High School, Christian Brothers College High School, preparatory school, which was an all-boys Catholic high school in St. Louis. Think you're familiar with it.
Yep. Went to one in Memphis.
Yep. There's 2 of them.
Sister school, brother school, whatever you want to call it.
And I made the decision to go, and I think...
So that was presented as an option to you?
An option. It wasn't... my dad didn't say, you don't have to go.
Yeah. I was a 4th generation. I was going.
You were going. You didn't have a choice. Yeah. My parents didn't go to private schools. They didn't do any of that. But funny, like 7th, 8th grade, the head football coach at CBC started coming to our Pee Wee football games. And he wanted about 10 of us to come to CBC. And to be honest, the true reason I went was because a bunch of my football teammates were going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, let's just see how it goes. Ended up being probably the best decision being a child that I could have made. A lot of those guys are still considered, some of my best friends, and you form a cool bond with that.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, how do you go to an all boys school? I'm like, it's hard to explain, but
easy.
I loved it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it was, especially when you're in a bigger city, it gives you a plethora of options of dating.
Yeah. That's one thing. Like St. Louis is a big Catholic high school town. So there's like 20 all boys schools, but there's also 20 all girls schools.
Mm-hmm.
So
did y'all have a sister school?
Netlink.
Got it.
Netlink Academy.
Okay.
Yeah.
They like cheer and all that stuff together.
They cheered at like our football games and our basketball games.
Yeah.
Dated a girl from Netlink for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No.
Yeah.
Private school girls, watch out. Anyway,
Yes.
moving on. So
We won't talk about that.
Yeah, you played football. Anything else? You're a tall boy. No basketball.
Football, basketball, baseball. But my sophomore year, I decided to only play football, fully focus on that. Looking back at it, well, the problem is I really liked to hit people at that stage of my life. So football was the choice I made. If I could, I don't have any regrets in life, but I think, I would have stuck with baseball too. I was a pretty good pitcher. Probably could have went further in that.
Yeah.
Than
you
football.
can throw the ball. I didn't know that. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Were you a good student?
That's a negative.
Okay.
My sister got the brains. She was, summa, magna cum laude, whatever, graduated with a 4.5 GPA. My parents knew that I was 3.0 guy.
Okay.
My 3.0.
Hey, one of my favorite pictures growing up was the back of a Porsche with the vanity license plate that says C student.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I forgot what commencement speech it was, but did you see that one George Bush did? And he ended it by looking out at the crowd and he said, "And you C students, you too could be the president."
Yeah.
Because he was a C student.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So did you get in any trouble in high school? Did you grow out of your middle school shenanigans?
Normal stuff.
Yeah.
Not, being at an old boys school, you were definitely going to get in a fight here or there, but nothing that put, bracelets on my wrists or anything like that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I heard a story one time about you taking your dad's car.
Yes, I did do that.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you?
I ripped the door off of it.
Yeah.
So that wasn't
How
good.
did you rip the door off of it?
Well, at the time we lived in a house, it had a 3-car garage, but that garage was directly below, I guess you can't say master, the primary suite of the home. So me and some of my CBC...
You mean the master bedroom?
The master bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that you can't say that now? Are you not supposed to say master bedroom?
Sarah told me that.
Huh?
Yeah,
that's a realtor thing? That's bullshit.
It's a e-car thing.
What's it called?
You can no longer call it the master suite. It has to be called the primary suite.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right. That sounds like some woke stuff. But anyway.
To take that even further, in the technology world, they have all these huge manuals about networks. And the primary core of the network is called like the master computer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's these 1,000-page books. They're making them rewrite all of them. Can't use the word master anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll digress on that.
Yeah. That's just, I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
So 2:30 in the morning, me and some of my boys thought it'd be a good idea to take Dan's car out and joyride. Didn't want to start it because it was below their bedroom. So we pushed it out. I'm in the car with the door halfway cracked open. The car's not on. So there's no steering. There's no brakes. Well, once you get it out, our driveway went down. So naturally the car went down. I couldn't hit the brakes. There were no brakes. And at the end of the driveway, there was a bush and it grabbed the door and ripped it all the way up. So now we're in
What kind of car was it?
It was a Nissan Maxima.
Okay.
So now all my buddies were in the middle of the street with the door halfway ripped off. Cue my dad coming out the front door in only his whitey tighties.
Love it.
And few 4-letter words, but I look up at him and I notice that his tidy whities are pink. So all my friends start laughing and I look at him. I said, "Y'all better run. You need to go." My mom must have washed his tidies with a red sweater or something, but if that was a bad day, he went and grabbed a hammer and tried to hammer the car back together the way it was. And
how'd that work out?
Didn't work out good.
Okay.
So I lost the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had to walk for a few months.
Was that the worst high school trouble you got in?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's a door. I think it all worked out for you.
Yeah.
All right. So finished high school, strong B average, 3.0. Where'd you end up in college?
Well, I had a few offers.
Short of the hat you have on that everybody's looking at.
Yeah. So this was the end result. But coming out of high school, I had a few offers to play football. Nothing Division I, Division II. So my dad took me to Central Missouri State, which is in Warrensburg, Missouri, about an hour and a half outside of Kansas City.
Sounds small.
Very small. Well, I think there was 20,000 kids there. So.
Okay, pretty big. Okay.
Went and toured the facilities, met the coach. I saw the guy that was in my position, and he was 6'7", probably 265, not an ounce of fat on him. And I'm like, yeah, I'm probably never going to play. So
you don't want to beef up?
Well, I attempted, but ultimately decided that the dream of playing football was over. So, transferred
before you started, or did you go?
Before.
Okay. All right. So this was just a visit.
Just a visit. Yeah. And I had messed up my shoulder pretty bad. And, my dad and I talked about it the whole ride home, and he's like, you do what you want. I'm not making any decisions for you. So I decided not to play, which I think was a good decision. That guy referenced earlier went on to play for the Dallas Cowboys, and I would have never saw the field. So,
yeah.
But ended up transferring to Mizzou my sophomore summer.
Okay.
And,
so you went there for a year?
2 years, actually.
Okay.
2 years at Central Missouri State, and then transferred my sophomore summer to Mizzou.
Okay.
Yep. And that same summer is when my wife transferred to Mizzou as well, and that's when I met her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we know that worked out okay for you.
It did, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out good for her, for sure.
Yeah. What'd you major in at Mizzou?
I got a business degree.
Okay.
Just a general business degree. And back to the 3.0 thing, my parents said, we will pay for your college if you keep a 3.0 and you stay in state. That was the deal. So I graduated Mizzou with a 3.0 on the dot. Exactly. I haven't saved my last report card, 3.0.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You got your college paid for.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Where'd you go after college?
I graduated from Mizzou, went back to St. Louis, and told my parents I really have no clue what I want to do.
Did you move back home?
I did.
Okay.
I did move back home, and I quickly realized I was there about a month, and I love my parents, but, when you're out on your own for a little bit, it's just...
all of a sudden you're back in their house.
Yeah. So my dad was dabbling a little bit down here on 30A. Met your father, actually. Which sparked a trip down here to interview with you.
Well, but weren't you doing something else?
Yeah. During that month, I worked for Center Oil.
Okay.
Which was one of my good buddies at CBC, his dad's company.
Okay.
Oil and petroleum distribution company, another super successful company. When I was working there, we had 40 employees and we did $2.8 billion in revenue.
Damn.
So, but it wasn't for me. It was like Wolf of Wall Street, get there at 6:30 a.m. and I literally would just take orders from the trucking companies all day. They wouldn't let you leave for lunch. Assistant would walk by, take your lunch order, and I'm just like, I would go home at night and say, Dad, I'm going to freak out because I can't sit still that long.
Yeah. Were you selling something?
Yeah.
Or just
gas? So filling up all the tankers. So they would call and be like, we need to send 7 trucks to this place and get them filled up, right? And we would.
So you weren't actually selling little equities or anything?
No, the actual product.
You're just moving product.
And
you're like a damn call center?
Just order takers, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the numbers sound big, but margins on gas is like pennies.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to move a lot of product.
Right. And being straight out of college, my buddy Craig, whose father owned the company, we would always hang out at his house, and, he had a 25,000 square foot house, multiple Lamborghinis, Ferraris, private jets, and I was just like, well, I can do that. No, he was the one making all the money. The rest of us were just, taking orders.
Got it. All right. So Danimal, as you call him, started dabbling in the beach.
dabble in the beach.
Yep.
Bought a little conduit golf place, and I think he had mentioned to George Sr. that I was looking, and drove down here, interviewed with you and Clark, and that's what got me here.
I love it. How'd that interview go?
2000. So I called in sick to my Center Oil job and drove here 12 hours, met you at the Ocean Club. You and Clark are sitting there, multiple bottles of wine on the table, and I'm like, okay, well, this looks like a good interview. I think you all asked me 5 questions, and then we partied till 3 a.m, and then I had to drive all the way back to St. Louis. Let's just say I made a few stops on the way back.
Yeah. My interview strategy has changed a bit over the years, too.
Yeah.
I'm a little more detailed now. But, hey, it all worked out for both of us.
It did.
All right. So you started at Setco as a what?
I was hired in the sales department, promoting, marketing. Y'all had just, I think, recently got the Freeport office going. Jay Odom was getting Hammock Bay off the ground, and it seemed too easy. We were, doing 100 plus closings a month out of that office in Freeport. And at the time, Freeport, there was a half a gas station and a little market up there.
Uh-huh. What was that place called? Kelly's?
Kelly's, yeah.
Ugh,
Oh, buddy.
You went there and it just stunk.
It stunk. There was flies all over the produce. I took Sarah in there once and she wanted to kill me. So,
you were on grocery store duty after that. This was before Instacart.
Yeah. No, we were driving to Publix after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So you cut your teeth in sales, selling Setco and title insurance.
Yeah. And that
was during the big times.
During the big times. That was, what was that? 05, 06.
Mm-hmm.
George, and to be honest with, I came down here and it took me a while to adjust. I felt like I couldn't do enough, right? Like I'm hanging out with a ton of young people, boats and fancy homes and all this fanciness that, don't get me wrong, we had it in St. Louis, but the younger crowd didn't have it as much. So it was kind of a struggle in my mind, like, how do I get to that level, right? So it was good motivation, really. It just has always fueled and pushed me to try to do better.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then where'd you go?
Then after Setco, I went into the Freedom Communications world, which Abby probably has never even held a newspaper before, but I was selling real estate newspaper advertisements. And again, at the time, because of the market, it was taking orders. Like I was just walking into all the real estate brokerages and, some of the OGs, like Susie Kirkland and Aldous Alejo, Bruce King, all the OGs, like, they're taking multiple full page color ads.
Yeah.
We had newspaper reps making over $200,000 a year.
Isn't that wild?
It was wild.
Doesn't even Walton Sun comes out once a week now?
Yeah, it's like 1.5 pages.
Yeah.
but at the time when I was doing it, the newspaper was pretty thick, but it was 80% real estate advertising.
Yeah.
But then the big crash came and that market just went away. Like we went from.
Were you at the newspaper when the crash came?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had to pivot. Life will humble you sometimes. So when that happened, Sarah and I had just bought our first house in Freeport. We both had new cars, all the stuff. We were trying to do the right thing. But when that happened, like my income got cut by like 60%. So I said, I got to find something else to do. So I ended up waiting tables in the meantime, doing both actually, but I did not want to wait tables in South Walton because I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed that I was going to see my friends. So I ended up working at a Mexican restaurant in Freeport just because I was didn't want to see my people.
It's not funny, but I get it. Hey, we all got humbled at that time, dude.
Oh yeah. But the bills still kept coming in, so I had to do something. But
survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest. I didn't have to do that too long, but that parlayed into Zach Johnson, Coastal Properties Association Management. Him and I kind of unofficially partnered up and grew that business to we were probably managing 150 homeowner and condo associations.
Yeah, you were like the king of Seacrest Beach, weren't you?
Yeah, the king of getting yelled at, and listening to people bitch.
That's when Seacrest was on fire too.
On fire,
coming out of I guess in the down or before the downturn, and then coming out of it is really when you were there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was wild. The biggest part of managing Seacrest was just the construction aspect of it, because at that time there was probably 50 houses under construction.
Yeah.
So just managing all the craziness that goes on with that.
What are some of the challenges of HOA management? Well,
I highly recommend no one on the planet ever do that. I'll start off positive. Sorry. It will teach you how to deal with a lot of different personality types.
Yeah.
So take Seacrest, for instance. There's 600 individual homeowners in there, and most homeowner associations are great, but there's one or two families that are going to make your job difficult.
Mm-hmm.
They're just on a mission.
Always.
All to do that. Yeah. But so it teaches you from a business perspective how to deal with different personalities and do all that. But I did that for 7 or 8 years. And here's what broke me. I was sitting in my office, and this gentleman walked in, and he starts throwing every 4-letter word in the book at me. And I'm sitting there as a, probably 28, 29-year-old kid. And I let him go on. And the whole thing was he was blaming me that his palm tree grew crooked because I didn't manage the irrigation system properly. And something clicked.
So watering the palm tree made it grow crooked?
Yeah. I'm like, and my 28, 29-year-old self made a decision. I stood up and I said, "Excuse me, sir, you need to stop talking." And I said, "Because you have cursed at me, I'm going to curse back at you." I said, "I am not God, and I did not fucking grow your palm tree crooked. So get the fuck out of my office." Yeah. And I went home that night and told Sarah about it and said, "I'm done with that."
Okay. So a crooked palm tree broke you out of the HOA management business.
Well, and the full detail of it was I had been approached by a gentleman who wanted to start a telecommunications fiber company several months prior, and he had been, hounding me to make the leap and help him start that company. And that guy whose palm tree grew crooked probably was the one who really pushed me to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess maybe in retrospect, a thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to talk to that guy again. I'm not thanking him.
What's some of the craziest stuff you found while you're managing HOA that people have done down here? Because don't you have to deal with security issues too?
Yeah, you get a lot of the stuff that everyone sees all over, now social media, the stuff that happens in Seaside, kids stealing stuff, stealing bikes, stealing golf carts. The saddest thing we ever did is somebody took their own life in one of the buildings that we managed.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, at the Village of South Walton, actually right above your office.
I do remember that. Yeah.
So that wasn't,
Did you find the body?
No, we did not find the body. I'd have to ask Zach how. I just remember coming into the office and there was cop cars everywhere, and it had already been discovered. And,
got it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a downer coming into work.
Yeah.
So there's the worst thing. Someone killing themselves. Got it.
But again, being young, it was kind of you never know what people are going through, right? So I just try to give people grace where they're at.
That downturn was an interesting time here. Yeah. I don't know if that was kind of out of it, probably a little bit, but by that time, but still. All right. So you got approached by someone doing telecommunications.
Yep. So I don't believe it's there anymore, but in the northwest corner of Seacrest Beach, there was a big water tower, kind of right on the property line between Alice and Seacrest.
Will they take that thing down? I guess I never saw.
It's been decommissioned, and I'm pretty sure it came down.
Okay, I never thought about that. Yeah, okay.
And a fiber optic company approached and said, "Hey, we need to run fiber to that water tower because Verizon had a bunch of their equipment up there." So they asked if I could get the board's approval because they needed an easement, yada, yada, yada. Got that done. And then a gentleman approached and said, "Hey, I've heard there's a lot of issues with internet service on 30A. I think we can help solve that." And I told the guy, "Listen, I have a hard time turning my own computer on. I don't have any business being in a technology, telecommunications business." He said, "I know that." He said, "But you're well known down here. I'll handle the technology side of it. You handle the business development, sales side of it." So we did it.
You knew sales?
Yeah. So we started going around. I started going around to all the neighborhoods and condos that I had managed and said, "Hey, I got a second option for you for internet service," and started pumping out proposals.
Now, was fiber a thing yet?
It was, but it was extremely expensive.
Okay, so this is kind of cutting edge, newer fiber thing.
38 didn't have any.
Yeah.
But we started because, we weren't VC backed. We didn't have the money to go build this crazy infrastructure all over the place. So we started building what's called microwave networks. So you can put these antennas on top of water towers and rooftops, and as long as you have direct line of sight from your house or business back to it, it's called air fiber. So that's how we got started.
Is that still a thing?
It is. It's just when there's an issue, the time to repair is a problem. You got to get a climber, and they got to climb all the way up the tower, and
yeah,
it's not a quick fix.
Somebody get their ass on top of a water tower. Yeah, I would imagine not.
And you have to, you don't want to employ full-time climbers because they are insane and they're a huge liability. But when you need them, you need them. So
you have to have somebody that can climb the tower and fix it.
Yeah, and they have to be certified and all that stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah,
a little bit of a niche wheelhouse there.
Yeah, most of them are like people that have been in prison several times, and you got to be crazy to climb up there.
They don't have safety straps or anything?
They do.
Okay.
They do, but when they show up, they look like they had just left the bar, and I'm like, "You sure you should be climbing right now?" I got it. They got 4 cigarettes hanging out their mouth as they're climbing up there, and I'm just praying everything goes okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I guess that's part of the business model. All right. So you started selling fiber on 30 or internet delivery on 30A.
Internet voice, and we partnered with DirecTV. So
okay.
Kind of put in that triple play, started pumping out proposals, and then, within a month, we probably got 20 back signed and approved. And then it was the, oh shit moment. Like, okay, now we got to go install all this and make it happen. And we had a lot of long days and nights, all hands on deck. I'm finding myself climbing through elevator shafts, pulling wires, like whatever it took, we got it done.
Okay.
Yeah, and we grew that company and sold it, and it was a good day,
Didn't y'all eventually get into actual fiber delivery?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the microwave network stuff went away and went to underground fiber. Yeah.
And that's just better product.
Way better product.
How does fiber compare to what like Elon has?
So,
do you know that well enough to speak to it?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest difference is Elon's product is like throwing a blanket over the world, right? So he is continuing to deploy a ton of satellites, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't say that the cost is better because who knows how many tens of billions of dollars he's spending to put all that in space. But the fact that you can be on a boat, an RV, or a plane and be going as fast as you're going and never skip a beat is insane.
Yeah.
Now, the big difference is you still can't change the fact that you got to go to space and back, right? So what they call latency is the big difference. So if you're a big corporation and you've got a lot of employees and you got a lot going on, you still want a direct line fiber to your business. But if you're on your boat or your RV or wherever, or your own house, I think it's an amazing product.
Yeah. Well, I have it on the boat. I mean,
Oh yeah, I remember being on your boat and the kids are all on their iPads and the TV's playing and it never stops.
I mean, direct TV, I move it 1 knot and it'd go out.
Yeah.
And like that Starlink works great.
Yeah, it's an incredible product. Yep.
So, all right, you built that company up, delivering fiber and microfiber to 30A, and then sold that. Then you got into what?
Well, what was I doing at that time? So when we sold that, I still stayed on with the folks that bought us. They were a company out of New York, and the reason they bought us is they were an apartment developer, and they had roughly 600 million of apartment assets, predominantly across the Northeast and Southeast. And their business owner thought that he would add this as an additional revenue stream to their portfolio. So he said, we're going to go into all of our apartment developments and wire them for fiber and do all that. So we did about 3 of them. And he called me and said, I had no idea how expensive this is to do all this. And I said, I told you several times when you flew down to 30A that it costs a lot of money.
So he was putting brand new infrastructure in all of them?
Yeah.
They weren't already wired? Or you just bringing the fiber to it?
No, a lot. So especially because we started with some of his buildings in New York. So they older buildings, and getting infrastructure through those buildings is difficult.
Yeah,
it's not easy. And I think the first building we did cost him $3.5 million
just to put
the infrastructure in.
Damn.
And he's like, the ROI is I think I'll be dead. I said, well, again, I told you. Maybe you should have started some of your newer developments.
Yeah. Get the cash flowing first.
Yeah. So he ended up throwing in the towel, and he sold the business again. And I know he took a huge loss from what he paid us. Felt bad for him, but
yeah,
it's
business.
One of those things. Getting into a business that you literally know nothing about probably isn't the smartest decision in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, you got into what?
Tequila. Tequila.
What did you know about tequila?
I knew that I was good at drinking it, but besides that, I didn't know anything.
Okay. So let's get into a business you don't know anything about.
Know nothing about it. And that all came about from I call him a business mentor because that's what he's been. And he's also been a very good friend. Believe he's been on your show, Mark Bailey.
Yep.
The amount of wisdom and knowledge that man can bring to a plethora of different businesses and life scenarios is incredible.
He's got a diverse background for sure.
He sure does.
Circuit City to NASCAR.
To NASCAR.
Yeah.
So he was meeting with a gentleman named Jason, and they were meeting on a completely different business venture.
Do you need to say names? We won't say last names.
Yeah, that's why I left it out.
Okay.
Jason brought an unmarked bottle and set it on Mr. Bailey's desk and said, I want you to try this, because he knew Mark liked tequila. And he goes, well, you got bad news to share with me, or why are you bringing tequila?
You gonna poison me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mark tried it and obviously was very impressed with it. And Jason said, hey, me and my buddy have been making tequila for a long time. We've been making it for 20 years. We have a ton of it in barrels. We just don't know how to bring it to market. So Mark came to me with the opportunity and he said, you want to be a part of it? And I said, yeah, 100%. I'd like to be a part of it. So,
and this was, I mean, we'll get into what today's market is, but tequila was kind of on fire.
Booming.
We're starting to ramp up globally.
Globally,
Urban had already caught fire.
Yeah, like what I learned in that venture was the spirits take their turn.
Yeah.
There'll be a 5-year run when bourbon's what everybody wants, and then it's gin, and then it became tequila.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, first off, how am I even involved with this, right? So we get everything set up, our import, our export, all that stuff, and we start getting tequila shipped into the U.S. And we submitted, the name of the tequila was Black Sheep Tequila, and there's a very prominent, well-known spirit competition in San Francisco. A lot of them you can pay for, right? Everyone can pay for whatever, to say that they're the best of whatever. But this one you can't. It's a blind global taste test. So
it's international.
It's global. Yep.
Okay.
It's
I didn't know that part.
So all the vodka companies, all the bourbon, all the various spirits, they submit their product. The organization takes the product out of the bottle and sends it in unmarked bottles to professional taste testers around the world. They all tally up their results, and then...
So it's not a live deal.
No.
It's okay.
Yep. Not a live deal. It takes several
months. Do you feel like it's fair?
Well, I guess as fair as it can be. Everyone's palate's different, right? Like I could love something and you could hate it, right? It's all different. But I think what makes it fair is it's not just one taste tester; it's a ton of them all over the world, right? So they're not just taking one person's score.
How many people do you know?
I want to say they're big. They're groups. Like I saw a picture of a taste testing scenario, and it looked like a huge room with tons of tables, and it looked like there was 100 people in there.
Okay. It's a pretty significant testing pool, if you will.
Right. So anyway, we do it our first year, and
What's this called?
The San Francisco Wine and Spirit Awards.
Okay. So wine too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. So we get a call from the organization saying, hey, we would like you to attend the awards gala. And we're all just looking at each other like, this is just a money pool. Like, it costs money to go and blah, blah. So we said, nah, we're good. We're not going to go. Well, they call back and say, hey, we would really like you guys to attend. So then I look at Mark and the partners. I'm like, we should go. So Jason, Mark, and I fly to San Francisco, and it's at the Ritz-Carlton in downtown San Francisco. And you walk in, it's like the Oscars, right? Like everyone's in tuxedos. You got Michael Jordan's brand there, George Clooney, like, there's famous people in the room. And I'm thinking, oh boy, we're a tad out of our league here.
What'd you have on, a t-shirt?
I had black pants. I didn't have a tuxedo on. Black pants.
A tuxedo t-shirt?
I if I could go back and relive this, I would have dressed up a little bit more. But
yeah,
I was just in black pants and like a black dress shirt.
No one asked for the dress code or anything before?
They didn't. They just said it's a nice event. They didn't say it was black tie, nothing like that.
Okay.
And I will say there was people there that weren't as dressed up, but the majority of the people were like they were going to the Oscars.
Mm.
So anyway, you fast forward a little bit. They go through the different things, and this guy gets up on stage and got to the tequila section. And, they got this little white envelope, and he goes, best tequila in the world goes to, and he opens the envelope, Black Sheep Tequila. The room went silent, right? Like, everyone's looking around like, who the fuck is Black Sheep Tequila? And we all just, we started jumping up and down, they prayed us up.
Well, there's 3 people in the room yelling?
Yeah, exactly. They eventually started clapping, so that made us feel good. But
okay.
Yeah, we had a fun night that night.
I bet.
Yeah, we partied and until the sun came up, and then had to be at the airport because we flew to Mexico to go to the distillery the next morning. Which telling everyone at the distillery what we did and how we won it, like it was a really fun time. I thought, oh, here it is, my boat's coming in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was which was it the Reposado that won?
The Añejo.
Añejo. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got it.
Yep.
All right. So number 1 in the world in Añejo, to a very highly thought of critic, if you will.
Yeah.
they kind of put you on the map.
Put us on the map. We started getting all kinds of crazy calls like, hey, we want you to be the primary tequila at the Washington Redskins stadium. All this stuff that was like, we got bombarded, right? It was like, okay, and in the beginning, we're trying to figure out, all right, how do we do this stuff? But then we had to slow down and be like, listen, we don't have billions of dollars to play with like some of these other brands do.
Yeah.
We got to stay focused, stay in our backyard, and just grow this thing organically.
But at the time, didn't you at least thought you had a bunch of inventory? And tequila went kind of dry in COVID and thereafter, right? Not dry, but there was a supply issue.
So at this stage of the game,
when was this?
What was this?
21?
Yeah, 21, 22. We had more than enough inventory. That wasn't the problem. It was, how do you, and this is, I didn't know this at the time, but how do you promote this product? Because it's great that you just won number one in the world, right? But it doesn't matter. This business, whatever market you're in, you got to have someone hammering these restaurants and bars every single day. Every single day.
Get in front of people.
Yep. Because they're wheeling and dealing. It's all price driven. And, if you're not in front of the decision makers on a consistent basis, they'll replace you as soon as they put you up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we get into that part of it, you went to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
What's the area called?
Jalisco. So that's a state in Mexico where you can't call it tequila unless it's produced there.
The agave plant's grown there.
Yep.
And they had a farm. Am I correct?
Yep. So our partner, Rodolfo, his family was a fifth generation agave farm family.
Okay.
Yep. So, and they had their own distillery, but it was, like their great grandfather's distillery. So what
kind of shape was it in?
Phenomenal shape. Okay. Old, concrete brick building. They've been making tequila for over 100 years. Not like a big fancy, Don Julio's type setup situation, but it was just old. Like he made it real clear. Like, I don't care if you guys go sell 8 billion bottles. I'm not speeding up production because this is how I make it. Right.
But he had a pretty significant amount of inventory.
Yes.
Supposedly.
Yeah. We'll go. Yeah. So we went into this thinking we, had $60-70 million worth of tequila in barrels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were they in barrels? Did they have it?
Well, we saw all the barrels. I just don't know if they were ours. Yeah.
Okay. We'll get there.
Yeah.
How was the facility? Like,
good.
Did you go to the farm? Did you meet the?
Oh yeah.
Did you meet the farmers? Did you see the process?
I saw everything. Spent a lot of time on the farm. Got to meet a lot of amazing Mexican people. The culture. I mean, it was a phase of life that I was having so much fun. It was moving so fast, and nothing felt like work.
Yeah.
It didn't. Even though we were working our ass off and we were flying all over the world, it didn't seem like work.
So there's this perception, I think a lot of people have in America, the safety down there, rightfully so when you hear, some of the cartel stories. Did you ever feel unsafe?
I think if I were
situations where you puckered up a bit? Only
one time, but I think
what happened?
Because of the people we were with.
Yeah.
A lot of that fear was taken away, but we had gone out to the distillery and we were on our way back and we were on like this dirt road and there was like this little tiny restaurant and Rodolfo was like, we're going to stop there for lunch. I said, cool. So we're sitting there and this guy comes up, pretty big guy, pretty strong guy, doesn't speak English. And he starts pushing me and I'm looking at Rodolfo like, well, what does he want? And he's like, he knows that you're one of the owners of Black Sheep Tequila. And I said, come on, man. How would he know who I am? And he goes, I don't know, but he does. And he wants a bottle. And I said, well, I don't have a bottle on me. Like what? I have a tequila holster on my belt.
He's not going to help you out. Isn't that the guy at the farm?
Well, he didn't have any tequila on him either.
Okay.
We weren't driving around with like bottles of tequila at the time. So he walked away for a minute, and then he came back, and he had a crate of strawberries, and he starts pushing it in my chest. And I'm like, dude, what does this guy want?
Did he say anything to you?
Yeah, but nothing I can understand. But he wanted to trade those strawberries for tequila.
Okay.
And I finally told our translator, I'm like, listen, tell this guy to calm down. I said, tell him I'll come back tomorrow and I'll bring him some tequila, which I knew damn well we weren't doing that, but it diffused the situation, right?
Okay.
So
you getting pushed around with a crate of strawberries is the worst thing that happened to you?
Yeah.
I think you're all right.
But they warned us like, listen, you're a 6'5" goofy white guy. Like, you're going to draw attention, and it's just, but don't worry. We had like security with us, and it wasn't a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Just don't walk around at night.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But didn't they, I mean, the cartels kind of leave the tequila region alone, right?
So they did. So I'll say, like, we would have trucks leave the distillery, and there was a certain point on the road that we knew we had to pull over, and we gave the cartel 6 cases. That was the toll.
Okay.
And it was, it is what it is. It was the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
But you were saying earlier, when tequila became a global, like, crazy phenom, that all stopped. The Mexican government and the cartel said, stop. There's too much of a spotlight on this. It's obviously producing a lot of money for everyone involved. Stop.
Yeah.
So
got it.
It stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was Biden administration, so they were making plenty of money off of basically human trafficking to the border.
Yeah. Well, it was an open gate.
Yeah. All right. So you didn't get killed in Mexico. That's good. How did y'all go about, you've mentioned not having, billions behind you as far as being able to mass distribute. Ideally, you had the product. You had a good product. I mean, I've had the tequila. It is a good tequila. I still have some. It's collector's item now, but
save
maybe. It. Yeah. I was like, how did y'all go about the business of growing the brand?
So we started with, a family-owned small distributorship. And we really were just doing Nashville and the Panhandle. And it was a drive. We would get in our truck, and we would go around and make the relationships.
Okay.
Right? Because what I thought was, you hire a distributorship and they go do that. They don't do a damn thing besides deliver your product. So
I thought some of them do.
They take orders. But if I walk in,
they don't help you with shelf placement?
No, they don't do anything.
Okay.
And that was
even the bigger ones?
Nope. I mean, now if you're Jack Daniels or you're some huge brand, at that point, the brand is telling the distributorship what to do.
Yeah. But you're not there yet.
Heck no. Like Casamigos, when it got huge, like, they'll walk in to the president of the distributorship and say, you're going to sell 100,000 cases this month. Okay. We clear? And what that does is every other tequila in their portfolio gets put to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, and if you do, here's keys to a Lamborghini for your wife. Right.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of mafia-like stuff going on.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So.
And you weren't mafioso level yet.
Yeah, we're not playing those games.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, we went in Miami, we got asked to be in Club 11, which is a huge nightclub, probably the biggest in America. All the celebrities go there, blah, blah, blah. But they wanted to make Black Sheep Tequila Extra Añejo their premier extra añejo for bottle service, right?
Mm-hmm.
So get the deal done. We find out that they're not going to place an order until we pay them a large sum of money. And we said, okay, well, we're not going to be in there. Right? But a lot of people do play that game.
Yeah. Well, they play that game in our industry in Miami, which is, highly illegal. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys, but y'all started growing pretty decently, right? Just kind of organically.
Yeah. I mean, we were doing very well in the Panhandle, very well in Nashville.
Did you expand beyond that?
Yeah, so the whole distributor piece, I probably jumped the gun a little bit. We still didn't fully understand how it worked, right? When we were with the small mom and pops. And then RNDC came knocking, which is the second largest distributor in the United States. And they wanted Black Sheep. And we're like, great. Because this opened up the whole U.S. for us.
Right.
When you're with the small guys, they're just marketing.
So I've I know some guys more on the bourbon side that they start out, and I've heard some of the tequilas, they kind of go state by state. Is that by getting a national distributor, does that give you the ability to go national immediately?
It does, but even like with RNDC, I think they had 38 states.
Oh, okay.
Right?
You don't have to go get some approval state by state.
No.
They can do all that.
They do all that.
They take care of it. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
They have the legal right to distribute in that state.
Got it. Okay. So RNDC, y'all signed up with them?
Yep.
Okay. How'd they go?
It went great in the beginning, but it was the same. It was the scenario I just explained, right? Like they weren't really marketing for us. They had it on their warehouses and they obviously could fulfill the orders like that, but it was still up to us to go get the orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why someone may can sign up with an RNDC, but they go gradually state by state because you're investing money in each state.
Yes. You have to have personnel in every single market.
So how far did y'all get?
I mean, we were Texas, California, New York, Tennessee, Missouri. We were actively distributing, and it's funny. Like I last weekend, I got a text message from someone I went to college with, and they were at a liquor store in Bermuda, and they were sending me pictures of Black Sheep tequila on the shelf.
Really?
Charging $130 for Blanco.
Damn.
Yeah. So
I got some I can ship them.
Yeah, exactly.
Make a little money.
So it got a big reach, and it gained traction, and every time somebody tried it, we rarely heard no, right? So we would always get that initial placement, but that initial placement does nothing for you.
Yeah.
You got to get that thing coming off the shelf and being poured, right?
Well, and I don't think you've got to have the brand recognition.
Got to have
somebody
brand.
It may be from the Panhandle that shows up from Bermuda, or your buddy from St. Louis that knows you is going to recognize it, but most people won't on the shelf.
Yeah, they don't recognize it. And, the brands that get huge, the celebrity used to play a big thing into it, but that got old. Obviously George Clooney hit a home run with it. The Rock hit a home run with it, but we decided not to go the celebrity route. We said, hey, we're the black sheep of the industry, right? We're going to go against the grain. And I feel like that's kind of what got us to the point we were, right? I think people like the name, y'all both came to a lot of the events that we did. It was fun, but we just never got that big name, right?
Do you feel it's necessary now?
The name?
Having a celebrity.
No, I think that's run its course.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, we were approached by Mark Wahlberg's team early on after we won number 1 in the world. He wanted to be a part of it. But we ultimately just decided no. Yeah.
Do they want a piece?
They want a piece. And, the reality of it is those guys and those girls, they don't know anything about the product, really.
Yeah.
They're just putting their name on it. It's another.
You mean the Rock and Kevin Hart don't know about their own tequilas?
No. I mean, I don't think they're extremely. It's not their baby, right? It's not,
yeah.
It's just another thing that they can make money off of.
Got it. Well, they're probably relying on someone like yourself to make sure it moves. They're just doing commercials.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely.
Or those two were promoting the shit out of it during his the roast to Kevin Hart, going back and forth about their tequilas.
Yeah. Well, Kevin Hart has a good tequila. The Rock's was, I don't know the best way to put it, but it's, I don't want to call it poor man's tequila, but it was a tequila that anyone in the world could buy, right?
Yeah.
It's like $15
It was average.
It tastes like shit. But he sold 800,000 cases his first year.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's the Rock.
He's the Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So can you discuss what happened?
Where?
When things went south?
I'll say, listen, we had a group here in the Panhandle that was half of Black Sheep Tequila, and we had two other gentlemen who were the other half. And there was just some fraudulent stuff that went on, not with the Panhandle group, but with the other group. And we tried to reconcile and get everybody back on the same page, but it happened a couple times. And then we just decided it was best for them to buy us out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because it is good tequila.
Yeah.
Is it still around?
It is.
Are they still trying to make it work?
They are.
Okay.
They are. I don't think they're doing a very good job, but, because the reason our whole side of the house was brought in was for business development and sales.
Yeah.
Right. So, when they brought us on, they hadn't sold one bottle, and we got it up to a significant revenue number.
Did it ever make money?
A little bit, not a lot.
Okay.
Again, it's an expensive business. Yeah.
What's the biggest challenge
in terms of the financial aspect of it?
Yeah.
It's gauging how much product you actually need, right? So we can go out to all these events and all these shows and have all these people telling us, oh, we're going to order this, we're going to order that, we're going to order this. But every time you're bringing in a shipment of tequila, what happens in that world is the distributor buys the product, right? And once they have the product, we're kind of out of it, right? We don't make any. We make our money when the distributor buys it from us, not when the bar or the restaurant or the nightclub or the hotel buys it from the distributor. So they're buying it. The distributor say they buy it from us for $5 a bottle, then they're selling it to the hotel for $10 a bottle.
Okay.
Right? That scenario. But that piece from the distributor to them is why I thought they're the ones that would go out and sell it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was going to be on us. So that was the biggest hurdle for us because we didn't have the capital to employ all these people to run around the country and promote it for us.
So, I got a buddy who's a Tito's rep.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting, but he works for...
He works for the distributor?
Yeah, I think he works for the distributor.
Yeah, so Tito's is so big that whatever distributor they're with, they probably have a whole division that just focuses on Tito's.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So if you're a smaller brand, they're not putting their capital into your sales, even though they're buying the product.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying they never do, right? It's just that...
Well, it makes sense they do something if, they're the ones stroking the check.
Right. But the sales reps, they want to make money, right? So I'd rather go sell 100 cases of Tito's as opposed to 4 bottles of Black Sheep, right?
Yeah.
Because people aren't going to buy our product in bulk because they want to see if it's going to do well in their establishment first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So,
okay.
Just like anything, it takes a long time. Like even the guy who started Tito's, he didn't understand the whole distributor thing at first. He made Tito's in his garage, and then he was driving around in his F-150 selling it out of the back before
moonshining.
Before someone told him, you can't do that. Yeah.
Well, that's that 3-tier system that the industry has a grip on. It's like the car game too, where Elon threw a wrench in that.
Yep.
Would, pretty much what you would consider direct distribution.
Yeah.
Versus dealership, although they have dealerships now, but they're not that tiered system.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they have, what do they call them? They call them something different. Stores, basically.
Yeah. It goes like the way our world has evolved. Everybody wants anything right away, right?
I think Elon's doing something right. I told you my Tesla experience.
I know.
I never talked to anybody, and I showed up, picked up a car.
I think it's incredible.
Which is freaking amazing. No hassle, now you don't negotiate the price. I do enjoy that part of it. But there's no price negotiation. It is what it is. But there's something to be said about the efficiency of it. Yes, everybody, I said I have a Tesla. All right, so
to the man who never said he would.
Yeah, I know. I love it. I drive around a little Panhandle. Sometimes it drives me. Elon takes the wheel. I like it. All right. Well, so what are some of the other challenges you learned in the liquor industry? Because the industry is kind of, I have friends in it and that type of jazz. Like it's intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Short of fraud.
To be honest with you, if we would have got paid in life experiences, I would feel like my bank account looked like Elon Musk's. We got to go to and be a part of a lot of things that I never thought would happen in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, I could
that guy's house you ended up in Miami. Or did you end up some crazy party in Miami?
Yeah, well, a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one we're going to keep off the air.
Oh,
but I was sitting at a
my bad.
No, I'm kidding. Like just crazy shit. Like I got a call one day and I pick up the phone and they're like, "Hey, this is Tommy Hilfiger's assistant." And I said, "Okay." Like Tommy Hilfiger, the clothing guy? And they're like, "Yeah." Like Tommy Hilfiger wants you to be at his birthday party. And I'm like, "Me?" And he's like, "Well, Black Sheep." And I'm like, "Okay, that's what I thought." It's next Friday night and it's in Miami. And I'm like, they're like, "Can you be there?" I'm like, "We'll make it happen." So fly down to Miami and the security guys for, Hilfiger picked me up and they're like, "Have you ever been to one of Mr. Hilfiger's birthday parties?" I'm like, "No, I haven't."
My first invite.
Yeah. They're like, "Well, there's going to be celebrities there and, no phones." And I said, "I got it. We're all good. I'm just going to set up at the bar and have fun and talk to everybody." But it was, I'm looking at the guest list and I'm like, Jesus, it's like Messi and Tom Brady and all these crazy people. So, and I could really care less about celebrities, but it was cool to be in that environment for a short period of time just to see how truly crazy their world is.
Yeah.
How much different it is than just your average person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the amount of handlers they have and all the crazy, extravagant, you've seen it too. It's just their world is so different than a normal person.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You get to interact or are you just sitting there slinging tequila?
No. I actually became friends with a lot of those celebrities and still talk to them till this day. Cause I think some of those people, they reach a level where they never hear the word no. They have all these people surrounding them, just feeding them lines of bullshit all day. And when they interact with someone who just treats them like a normal Joe, that's
like
what they want.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point you get to a status where people almost keep everybody away from you.
Yeah, they don't know like who wants to be my friend truly and who's just here to,
mooch off of me.
Exactly.
I get that.
Yeah.
So you had a bunch of good life lessons in the liquor industry, the brief time that you were there.
Crazy experiences. Yeah. Like just, hanging out, Morgan Wallen playing his guitar, like just getting those people into a much smaller environment where you're just one-on-one with them and just having fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, bringing people together through booze.
Bringing people together through booze. Who doesn't like booze?
So that industry's getting its ass kicked right now. What are your thoughts?
Crushed. I think, I have a 15-year-old daughter, and they're getting to that age, where I don't know about y'all. When you were 15, we were already getting after it.
Yep.
Like, and that was,
I was trying to score beer every weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
After
the football game.
I don't see that younger generation doing that. I mean, I'm not naive. I'm sure they're having a few drinks here and there. And then, the 20 and 30-year-olds, and then, of course, 40, 50, 60, I think people are becoming a lot more health conscious. And I also think that the marijuana industry has stormed the world, right? And people are taking a gummy or doing something else.
Well, you can buy it at, there's a place here that's got THC and mushroom drinks.
Right. That's
in a can.
I know our family's members at the Santa Rosa Beach Club, and we were sitting on the beach the other night, and the beach service came down, and they served THC seltzers.
Yeah,
at the club.
I'm sure some people we know jumped all over that.
Yeah, I got a few buddies that consumed it. One or two of them.
So if I'm hearing you right, you think because it's, you know, I mean, we've known each other for a very long time, but, for the listeners out there that may be listening to this and not know our background, you know, I'm big wine guy. People who've listened to this know that I'm on the wine auction board. Very proud of that. But, like the wine industry, it's the wine industry specifically, especially, you know, your upper echelon of it is getting smoked. You have inflation, cost, all these things, factors. And then you have people that are, you know, that's a luxury item. They're pulling back on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then that with a factor of, okay, I can go buy a 4-pack of a THC drink at a 20 milligram. Well, from, let's just say an average drinker, that's one night. That's 4 nights.
Yeah.
You really don't need fall 4 or you're going to be drooling on yourself on the couch. So it's really 4 nights.
Yeah. No, I think you nailed it. It's
$30 or, you know, they're like $8 a drink or whatever it is.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's a cost and consumption thing, right? So when we were growing up, like, you know, we'd go drink whatever.
Beer. We're just trying to get beer.
Yeah, drink.
Mainly.
But you would drink.
Unless I stole the vodka from my dad's cabinet.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good night.
Yeah.
But like you would drink, like you'd have 10, 15, 20 beers over the course of a day and a night, right?
Yeah.
To your point, people are being a lot more price conscious, right? So, and the consumption is not there. And that's why the statistics you're reading are what they are. Like, and we'll buy a 4-pack and we're good for the weekend.
Yeah.
As opposed to let's go grab 2 cases.
2 cases.
Of beer,
yeah.
Right.
So is it, you think the same's applicable to spirits too?
Yeah. And I really just contribute to that too. I think there's people are a lot more health conscious than they used to be. And that's been going on for a while. But I think you mix in, okay, now we have another way to calm ourselves down and relax. We can have one drink instead of drinking a whole bottle. And it's just a recipe for disaster for the industry.
So this is kind of, let's say, maybe a far-reaching theory, but to me, the marijuana drinks, like my personality, makes me less social.
Mm-hmm.
You've already got these phones and all this shit younger generations on, where it's all on the phone instead of me and you having a conversation where. Even if it's a few beers at the bar, it makes you, typically for most people, that makes you more social.
Yeah.
And you're more comfortable interacting. It loosens you up. Where, like, if I go drink a THC drink, and I know not everybody's like this. I know there's some people it affects differently and there's different types of weed, and some weed head is going to come here that works at the marijuana shop and explain that to me. But I've openly tried them all. And it doesn't matter if it's the sativa that's supposed to be like a Adderall. I want to sit on the couch and do nothing. So it doesn't make me social. And I think that's furthering like separation of society where you have social interaction. And that's like, we used to go out and you have a few drinks and you talk and you meet new people. I think we're getting away from that. Not in totality, but you know, there's some of that too.
I agree with you. And I think it's scary. I don't think I'll be on the planet when this happens, but I've always told my wife, I said, if this continues to go on, you know, because we've all sat in a room with teenagers and they don't talk to each other. Like they'll text each other and they're 2 feet away from each other. Yeah. Right. And I'm like, you know, at some point humans are going to stop talking.
Yeah.
If this keeps up.
But well, eventually you get Elon's brain trip. And then you won't have to talk. I can subliminally tell you what I want.
But to your point, going back a minute, like I also think the nightclub industry is suffering because that's not as appealing anymore, right?
Why do you think that is?
I just think people are maybe chilling out a little bit more. I mean, I still think everyone likes to get together and socialize. I just don't know if I feel like the crazy. Not everyone wants to go party every once in a while, right? But like, I don't know. When I was in college, it was like a 4 or 5 night a week thing. Like we wanted to go out every night, and I don't think they're doing that. I think they're more content taking a gummy and chilling at their friend's house and playing games with a smaller group of people as opposed to the masses. I mean, that's my opinion. I don't have any
Well, yeah,
stats
but all
to
this
back
is
that
our
up.
opinion. Whether people listen to us or not, yeah, whatever.
Probably not.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that too.
Yeah,
I do
there's
this
just a
for
lot
fun because I like it and I like talking to people.
Yeah,
But they said I made a joke, but there's some seriousness to it. I told my wife I've got on the list for the figure AI robot that'll do dishes and laundry.
I've seen that.
Okay,
that scares me a little bit though.
Yeah, all right. It oddly looks like the almost very similar to the robots from the movie iRobot with Will Smith, but that's neither here nor there. She doesn't want it. I'm probably still going to get it just for fun. But the minute you take a robot and combine AI and then make it look like a female,
that's trouble.
And could maybe do certain things, you've taken natural human. Yeah, well, I know it's coming. I mean, I've joked about it,
but it's already there.
Well, they don't think it's there yet. But
I'm not trusting that thing.
I'm talking about you take the real male, female, natural interaction of reproduction, and you start giving alternatives to that. There's already plenty of that out there today than there was 10 years ago. You add some dude that's used to talking to his computer way more and looking at things on his computer that he is having social interaction. Now I can buy a robot at a click of a button and it shows up in my house. They're never going to leave.
No. And I think if you were able to sit in the very small conference rooms of the Elon Musks of the world and, the Dells of the world, those guys are very concerned what AI is going to do.
Yeah.
Now, is it making them a ton of money? Yeah. But they're advanced and intelligent enough to know what could happen if it takes over.
Oh, the new Claude one's so good, they're about to up their price. They just drag it out 5 more days or something to keep people on the hook.
Yeah.
I was at a conference a few weeks ago, and AI is now moved because they've all been basically self-funding these companies. They're not making money. So they're using the social media hook. They're getting everybody addicted to it. And then the price is about to start going up, like dramatically. Like I heard a figure yesterday that, is it Fable, Claude's new one? It is ridiculously good with math and code.
It's crazy.
But it's about like $3,000 to $11,000 a month to keep it. Now that was somebody told me that. It was an interesting stat, but that's exactly, not those exact numbers, but your $20 subscription to Chat GPT is about to be $100, or depending on what you want, $200, and Claude.
It's modern drug dealing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've used it. I've used it for work, mainly for budgeting and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, it friggin' works, and it's something that would take me a week. I can get in about
100%,
a minute and a half,
and people will pay that $100 immediately.
Yeah, I almost clicked the button yesterday because I got timed out.
The amount of time. I can't.
Am I really going to do this? I'll just buy it into it.
Yeah, you should.
All right, we went a rabbit hole that one, Blake. Sorry,
a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right. That's why we're here. We just talk about stuff.
I like it.
All right. So, what are you doing today?
So after the Tequila venture ended, I had a very dear friend of mine who was part of our original telecommunications company, Devin. While I was doing the Tequila world, she went out and started her own telecommunications company. And when the Tequila was winding down, she called and asked if I'd be interested in coming and working with her and helping her grow her business. And I said, you're the only person on the planet that I'll do this for. So jump back into that.
Okay. You've been growing it pretty good, haven't you?
Yeah, it's growing rapidly. And we actually just merged with another company, which is significantly bigger than us. They're actually a global organization with offices in the Philippines and Europe and all over the place. So yeah, just back in the game. Slanging IT.
Are you liking it?
I'll be 100% honest. It was a very and still is hard transition. Because Black Sheep in that 4 or 5 years, I think I said it earlier, kind of cliche, it didn't feel like work to me.
Yeah.
Didn't pay good, I'll be honest about that. But I was having so much fun and enjoying everything we were doing so much that I'll say going back to, let's just call it like a normal job, it's been a hard transition.
I get it.
Yeah.
I went through a little funk where I wasn't necessarily happy for some of my decisions that I made in business, but sometimes it's not all about the money. And in fact, I mean, all kinds of surveys and stats out there. Most people, their job, it's money's number 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter if you're an owner, leader, salesperson. If you're not happy, you're not happy. But you also had a balance of a job that, it didn't pay much, but the end game could have been big.
Well, that was the whole reason we got in it.
But, you said it. Your life experience you had at that time were pretty phenomenal.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of good people.
There's still plenty of opportunities out there. Do you ever think, I've watched, just because we've been friends for so long, that industry grow. I've watched it grow just from my side of the fence of needing data. To operate.
Right.
Everyone does now. We're all addicted to these stupid phones that I hate so much. I told somebody the other day, I think I told you this. I said it on the podcast first, and I thought about it. It's like true retirement to me now is getting rid of that phone.
I've always said that.
Like I would be perfectly cool. Not even the flip phone. Like, you remember our dads had that brick thing with the black antenna that you could kill somebody with if you needed to.
In a leather bag.
Yeah. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a display, if somebody needed to call me, we'd have to have a conversation. I'd be okay with that, but that's true retirement to me. Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think, let's look at Starlink. Do you think at some point, like VoIP fiber will be replaced?
Not for a while for businesses, right?
Right.
Just because of what I said earlier.
You can already do I was on a plane and my phone was asking me if I want to switch to satellite text.
Yeah. I try that too. It never works.
I don't know if it's the plane's Wi-Fi or that, but it's worked sometimes for me.
But I flew
because I've actually used it in Montana and it did work.
Yeah.
Because I was up in the mountains.
Well, that's originally, it was for rural areas. Right?
Yeah.
He was trying to solve a niche for folks that don't have infrastructure, like middle of Africa, middle of Montana, right?
Yeah.
Which he did. He solved that problem.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Like, our good friend Justin, who has a plane, I flew on his plane to go to a cheer meet for our daughters, and he put his little Starlink antenna up on the dash of that plane. We were screaming along the whole flight.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
I'll never say never. I think because that technology is going to continue to advance. But I think there will always be a need for infrastructure on Earth too. It's not on
Earth.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think.
Well said, I guess.
I think what he's doing. I think eventually, like he's gonna have a house in space that like will be his vacation home, and he's so far out there that he's light years ahead of what you and I think about today.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's solving like shit that's gonna be a problem in 30, 40, 50 years.
Going to Mars.
Exactly.
With all the technology he's building.
Yeah. But stuff like that, I find it intriguing. I will never understand how it works. Like, I still think it's crazy that I can have this little device in my hand and call you. Like, how does it fly through the air and get to you? Like, that kind of stuff still doesn't.
You're clearly in sales.
Right. Don't worry about it. It works. Buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Guaranteed. I'll guarantee it, but I have no idea how it gets there.
Yeah.
Well, what's in store for Blake next 5 years?
My 40s have I turned 45 recently, and I think
you old man.
I know. I think that it's 40s have been weird. It's like you still kind of feel like you're young and you can still do everything, but you're like, damn, I'm 45. Like I need to be an adult, right? But I don't want to be an adult.
I don't think that way at all.
I think,
why do I need to be an adult?
Well, you got kids.
Stop having fun. You said it. You stop having fun.
No, I'll never stop having fun. But I think here's what I've asked this question a few times. What are the 2 days in your entire life that you can't change, no matter what? There's 2 days in your life.
The day you're born and the day you die.
What's your answer, Abby?
What is that?
Yeah. But someone told me a while ago, because I was stressing out about something that was in the future. They're like, the 2 days in your life that you can't control are yesterday and tomorrow. So stay present, do what you can today, and don't worry about anything else.
I love it.
And I've been trying to live that way more. Because I'm a planner by nature. I try to plan stuff, make sure this college account's full, and all this shit. And it's like, you know what? I could pull out a Rosemary today and get run over by a waste management truck.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy today.
Waste management won't appreciate that, but I get what you're saying.
My family would appreciate it. we might own the trash company.
Any final last words of wisdom from you, Blake?
No. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, man. This has been fun. I knew it would be.
I was excited, and
we're going to have you back in 6 months and see what else is going on.
Let's do it. I would love it.
All right. I appreciate you doing it, buddy.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.